And go ahead and first explain and really describe the relationship the DSO has with Interlochen.
It goes way back to the beginning of the founder of Interlochen being very involved with the DSO. We had historic partnerships for many, many years over decades. And most recently, since Trey came back to Michigan and has been leading Interlochen, last year we had a complete refresh and renew of that partnership, which was so exciting for our organization because our orchestra is made up of so many musicians who went to Interlochen as students, and they have incredible loyalty for one of the great music centers in the world today for young people.
It's a true camp experience. They're up north, they're living in cabins, they're engaging with kids that have the same level of passion and commitment towards their art, whether it's musical theater and whether they're in an orchestra or they play a band instrument. It's going to be different this summer, Trey. How do you bring that same passion, in-person passion, when we're in this bit of a virtual world now, and how will that work this summer?
Yeah. As we thought about what was happening this summer and what we would lose with the cancellation of camp, one is there was a stubborn determination on our part to make sure that we were fulfilling our mission. And that's really where the idea of Interlochen Online really came from, is how can we serve kids right now, especially when many of the summer opportunities have been kind of ripped away from them in unfortunately too many cases. So the spirit of Interlochen is world-class faculty working with really motivated, aspiring young artists, a structured curriculum, and a sense of community. Now that community has normally been in the beautiful northern woods of Michigan. So we need to create that in a different way. But the other aspects will be there. We'll build a sense of community. We'll have world-class artists. We'll have great students, and we'll have a structured curriculum. And when we were going through this moment of pivot, I was on the phone with Anne, and she just jumped right in and said, not exactly sure what this is going to look like, but we're gonna help. And our musicians are so committed to education, so they're going to find a way to help and participate. What we've done is we're taking this curriculum, and the DSO musicians in particular will basically be working with our intermediate and high school students to give them a sense of, what is it like to be a professional musician. The other thing that they will do is they're going to record chamber music, the individual parts, so that our students have something to, model on, just as there are people we all look up in our own professions. How do they do that? That our students will be able to, pick up the tricks of the trade from these amazing musicians. And lastly, they'll do recitals and things of that sort with our faculty to, just show how it's done in a real life performance situation.
Can kids still audition, apply? What do people need to know?
It's closing pretty quickly, and we've got actually over 1,300 kids that have signed up for the program, which is well beyond our wildest expectations, actually. So, yep, students can still apply, and we'll get them in to the extent possible. We've waived all the application fees. And we want to just make sure that this is accessible as possible. And to that point, I'd be remiss if I didn't also congratulate Anne and other colleagues in the arts and culture sector in Detroit for raising awareness of the opportunity here. And we've got a number of kids from the Civic Youth Ensemble, from the DSO, that will be participating in camp, and with some donor-supported access that makes it possible for these young people to have this experience.
Trey came in and really doubled down on his interest in having kids from urban environments really all over the country understand that they too could go to Interlochen. And, it's a vision, it's a dream that some of these kids do not wake up having. And he's really used his relationships, and he has so many across the country to create these opportunities for kids in Detroit. So it's a big part of the vision and mission of Interlochen to serve all young people.
Have you gotten any further in planning about what concerts might look like, what the DSO might be looking like in the next couple of months?
What we will be doing and announcing in the next couple of weeks are new initiatives that are tailored to the restrictions of social distancing for our musicians as well as for the public. Outdoor spaces will be taken advantage of. And then in the fall, we're working with the state and the city and the musicians, of course, to figure out what we can do indoors. And we are guaranteeing a season. And just like Trey's guaranteed mission, we believe that everything, nothing stops the music. Nothing will keep the music from playing. That's our tagline. And so it'll just be a little different, and it will be creative. And we will be ready to go back to full orchestra as soon as we are allowed.